The next question, the member for Davenport.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning. Speaker, my question is to the Premier. Speaker, the Thames Valley School Board is reporting that 1,000 students are being moved out of schools and online, motivated by recent COVID cases in the board. The board's Director of Education told the London Free Press he's very concerned, and I'm going to quote him here. "Please understand we have left no stone unturned, no budget area untouched in order to make this incredibly challenging new model of education in Ontario work, where basically we are funded to run one model." Speaker, across the province, families, students are anxious, teachers are getting close to burnout, and boards are struggling to meet the need with scant resources, and it's only the end of October. The government seems to think their work here is done. When will the Premier deliver more supports to ensure our schools can continue to remain safely open?
Minister of Education to reply.
Well, thank you very much, Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite for the question. It was just 2 days ago I was proud to join the Minister of Environment, Conservation and Parks to announce a new school for the people of London. We announced a new school, a cost of roughly $16 million to build a state-of-the-art school for over 800 children, 5 new childcare spaces. We understand the importance of combating COVID-19 within schools. New facilities will help. Within the London District School Board, they have more money to hire more teachers, to reduce classroom sizes well below the provincial average of last year. We appreciate the difficult task of concurrently providing in-class learning that is safe and quality online learning. It's why we funded virtual schools, virtual principals, administrative support. It's why we extended technology to more families in need. It's why we ensured broadband modernization to all high schools in the province, which is the case in the province of Ontario today. We understand there's more to do. Yesterday, we announced an additional $700 million to help school boards in London, right across our province, to rebuild schools after a decade of neglect by the former Liberal government.
The supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What the minister needs to understand here is the need is now. It's not a year from now when the new school is finally built. It's now. Every time a board is forced to change their delivery models because of a lack of funding, it compounds the stress that our parents and teachers and students are facing. 70% of teachers responding to a CBC News survey said physical distancing between students was not happening. A third of them said they were considering changing professions or retiring. Yet as cases are going up, there's a real sense out there that the minister is already running a victory lap on his plan and not seeing the reality of what's happening on the ground. At committee this week, he couldn't even tell us if his ministry was even evaluating these models or the quality of education our children are getting. So, Speaker, before they hang the mission accomplished sign up, will the minister roll up his sleeves and start to address these gaps in his plan?
Minister of Education.
Thank you very much. Speaker, the member opposite rightfully speaks about quality education, and I will note that her party was silent when this government took bold action to ensure that the hiring system within our schools predicated on seniority comes to an end. And it's unusual, Speaker, that when the members opposite would defend the Liberal record of bringing in a plan that ensures promotion and hiring is based exclusively on seniority, one comes to think that it's not about students, in fact. It's about preserving a system that worked well for our unions but not for our kids. And this government is actually going to ensure that quality and diversity and mobility of the next generation of teacher actually leads the way. And that's what we're doing. In the midst of this pandemic, updating a new math curriculum, we're making sure mental health supports are, we're investing 2 rounds of capital, over $1 billion to rebuild schools today and in the future. And yesterday, I joined the Premier under the Minister of Infrastructure's leadership, a $700 million one-time infusion of investment to rebuild schools, to expand childcare, to make our HVAC systems better off, to reduce the risk within our schools. This is a significant investment. We lead the nation.
Thank you very much. Thank you.